Hello everyone. A couple of years ago I made a video on my 1967 Eldorado, and I tried to reply to all the comments that are listed, but there's one recurring comment that I've come across, and I've addressed it, I've replied to it, but it still doesn't seem to matter. It pertains to the fender cap lights on the front of the car. So it's compelled me to make a separate video just on those lights, because a lot of people don't think it's really a 67, they think it's a 68 Eldorado because of those lights. So I'm going to take a defensive posture here and show you why I think it's really a 67. So Bugs here has compiled a list of 7 items he thinks proves that the car that I have is a 1967 Eldorado. So let's get started. The first thing I want to mention, if it's a 68, why is there a 429 engine in this car? Somebody would have had to pull out the 68 472 engine and put in a 429. It doesn't make any sense. The second thing I want to mention is, if this is a 68, why would you pull off the hood of a 68, which hid the windshield wiper system, and put on a 67 hood, which is 4 inches shorter and exposes the windshield wipers? That's what this car has. It doesn't make any sense. The third thing I want to mention is, if this was a 68, why would you take off the 68 taillights and put on taillights from a 1967? That's what this car has. It doesn't make any sense. The fourth thing I want to mention, if this is a 68, why would you cut in ventilation slats in the top of the rear fenders for the car's fresh air ventilation system? The 68, I don't believe, had those ventilation slats in the top of those fenders. But this car does. It just doesn't make any sense. The fifth thing I want to mention, if this is a 68, why would you take off the rectangular outside door mirror and install a 67 round mirror? That's what this car has. It doesn't make any sense. The sixth thing I want to mention is, if this is a 68, why would you take off the rear fender marker lights, fill it in, and paint to match? That's what this car has. No rear marker lights. I think that's part of a 67. It just doesn't make any sense. The seventh thing I'd like to mention is, if this was a 68, why would you pull off the inner door panels and the rear panels under the quarter windows that contained real wood veneer and substitute or install 67 padded vinyl interior door panels and rear panels? That's what this car has. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I think I've demonstrated a preponderance of evidence suggesting that my car is really a 1967 Eldorado. However, getting back to those fender lights, I've got 2 thoughts about those. Number one, somebody could have just taken those end caps off, those plain end caps of a 67 Eldorado, and easily have gotten a pair of those lights that were used on 68s and 69s it wouldn't be a complicated procedure to install those. That's probably the best explanation. However, there's a second one, and give me a second and I'll show you. The second thought on why there might be lights in those fenders comes from this book, Cadillacs of the 60s. And on page 184, it states, there is evidence that the caps were replaced with 1968 type light assemblies in advance of the 1968 model changeover. So it's right here in black and white, and this book was by Roy A. Schneider, Cadillacs of the 60s. So I think these two examples that I just stated on why those fender lights are there probably makes a lot more sense in keeping in line that this is actually a 67 and not the other way around, that it's actually a 68. So that's all I got for today. Have a nice day, and I'll talk to you soon.